Hi, welcome to Dave's Corner of the World. Have a great day. All right, RV water. You always should use a regulator. They say to drop it down between 40 and 50 pounds. Well, that's great as long as they work. For best results, get a meter. It's regular designed to go on a hose or on a hose bib from, I don't know, maybe Walmart might even have them, but Home Depot or Lowe's or someplace like that. Get one, screw it on the water that you're using. Oh, by the way, when you first get to a place, make sure that you turn the water on, let it run. That way, if there's any dirt or any critters or anything in there, it'll wash it out. You don't want anything in your water system. You don't want anything in your gauges. You don't want bad stuff. A lot of times it's just dirty. If you go to a place that hasn't been used in a long time, the water will be dirty, and you don't really want that. Okay. Check the water pressure. That's pretty high. That's just a little over 80 pounds of water pressure. It should be between 40 and 45. I don't like it any above 45. But this is just a little over 80 pounds of pressure here where I'm at. Okay. Turn the water back off. Now, one of these regulators is supposed to regulate it down to between 40 and 50 pounds of pressure. Okay. I got one here. I've had it, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. Going to put it on there. See if water comes out. Yeah, water comes out. Put my gauge on here. Just crank it down finger tight. If it leaks and it's finger tight, get these, put in a new gasket. Always take, what I do, well, I change out all my gaskets every year at the very, very latest, no matter what. That'll keep the corrosion from getting it to where you can't get it open. And just every single place you have a hose connection, redo that gasket once a year. Okay, I put my regulator on here, and it's supposed to regulate between 40 and 50 pounds. Uh-oh, look at there. Well, it's supposed to regulate between 40 and 50 pounds. It didn't work. What happened? Huh, well, guess what? The chances are pretty good that this one got frozen somewhere along the line. And after they freeze, they do 2 things. They leak around here, or I don't know, whatever's inside there just doesn't work anymore, and it's no good. It's absolutely worthless. Throw it away. Don't give it to anybody. Don't let it get anywhere where anybody can use it. Throw it away. Get a different one. I've got several. Put it on. Check this one. This little red gauge is just a finger gauge there. Okay, that one is just a little over 40 pounds. Well, that's all right. It works fine. Okay, turn the pressure back off. Take this one off. Now, what you need to do, put your hose on, go into your RV from here. Don't put this on at your tank, at your filling, where you fill up the tank, where the hose goes to. Because otherwise you're going to have, in this case, a little over 80 pounds of water pressure all through your entire hose. And that hose will fail in just a few years with that much water pressure on it. So if you're going to run water pressure all the time to your rig, always put your regulator right here on the hose bib. Right on the hose bib itself. And that way you've only got 45, in this case, just a little over 45 pounds, maybe 46, maybe 47. 47 pounds of water pressure from here to the house. Now, I don't even do that. I just take and leave these off. I grab my hose and I put it on. And I'm ready to fill up my fresh water tank. I can turn it on, fill up my fresh water tank. When the fresh water tank gets full, come out here and turn it off. In the winter time, take this off, and that way if it freezes, it's not going to freeze and break your hose. Put some stuff around the hose bib coming out of the ground, insulation, so that doesn't freeze. But the reason why I don't use city pressure, the pressure could surge, the pressure could go down to nothing. Anything could happen. If it surges, could break the lines inside your house. You don't want that to happen. You don't want broken water lines inside of a motorhome, a fifth wheel, pull behind, nothing. That is bad news, because most of those water lines are underneath the floor. You have to literally tear up half the house just to get to the water that's broken. You do not want to have broken water lines. So all I do is I fill up my fresh water tank, turn this back off. Like I said, this is totally turned off. I turned it off. It'll be off until my fresh water tank gets down pretty low. Then I'll come back out and fill it up. I have my water pump on inside of my house, inside of my motorhome. I've done that for years and years and years. I don't worry about if something happens to the park where I'm at that the water goes down. I don't worry about it if the city turns off the water for a day or even 2 days. It probably wouldn't be that long, but it could be. I've got water in my home that I'll have water when anybody else doesn't. That just seems to make sense to me. I've worked here at this KOA in Alamogordo, New Mexico for about 4.5 years, lived here for 5 years. And from time to time, one of these hose bibs gets to where they leak. Somebody accidentally walks into and breaks a piece of PVC pipe coming out of the concrete down here. And so I have to turn the water off to a whole bunch of different sites to get these things fixed. And almost every time I turn the water off, and I tell you what, I'm pretty good at getting these things fixed anymore. I can turn the water off, have it put back on usually within a half an hour, 45 minutes at the very, very latest. And somebody almost always comes up to me and says, "Are you going to have the water back on soon? My wife is taking a shower and she's all soaked up." You've got an RV. Why don't you use your freshwater tank? That's what it's designed for. That way she wouldn't be without water while she's taking a shower or doing dishes or cooking or whatever. Anyway, that was supposed to be a short demonstration on water pressure, but it didn't turn out to be. Hardly ever does with me. See you next time.